Hi, welcome everyone to another edition of Deconversion Stories. And tonight, as you can see, it is just me and the lovely Dungeon Queen over here, the what I'm considering the better half of the couple known as Dungeon Queen and Slim the Living Cyborg. Sorry, Slim, if you're listening. but let's face it, the women in our lives are usually the ones keeping our asses in line, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So, Mikey is not with us tonight. Without giving away too much, because I really think that that's his job to do. He is technically now a daddy, so he may be missing a few.
At least it's for a good reason.
Yes, he may be missing a few of these. So, you might be seeing me all by my lonesome here with our guests, but it's not like I haven't done that before. The first half of my channel's interviews are pretty much me and the guests, so I'm a little bit used to this. But anyways, welcome to the show, Dungeon Queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Today we're going to talk about the Dungeon Queen is technically, I'm not going to say not an atheist, but if you, because I know you're in the world of paganism. Like
yes.
Myself, I was once myself. But do you believe in any deities, or do you just kind of enjoy the ritualistic stuff?
No, I do.
Which was my position.
I do.
You do?
I
okay.
do believe that there is a higher power.
Okay.
And everybody knows that you have to have an egg and a sperm to make life. So I do believe that there's multiple gods and goddesses.
Okay. All right. So, but you originally came from what we would call, I guess, the standard Abrahamic type faith. So,
okay.
Yeah, tell us that story of how you found your way out of that into what you now consider to be your belief system.
Okay, so here is my crazy story. I actually come from a family that is all different religions.
Okay.
My mom's mom.
That kind of makes sense.
My mom's mom is Wiccan. My mom's dad, well, was, because they're all passed now, unfortunately. But my mom's dad was Roman Catholic. My dad's mom was Southern Baptist. Mm-hmm. My dad's dad was Episcopalian, I believe. And my dad himself is atheist.
Okay. That's quite a whole whack of different traditions all rolled into one.
Yeah. Craziness. So when I was young, my grandparents enrolled me into Catholic school.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And I went to Catholic school from first grade to 8th grade. Well, halfway through 8th grade.
Okay.
Needless to say, it wasn't the best time for me. I did meet some really great friends. However, with my grandmother being Wiccan and not following the Roman Catholic tradition, she would go to church on Sundays to make my grandfather happy. Mm-hmm. But that was about it. She didn't say any of the
take
prayers.
A nap through it all, or
she just sat there. She didn't say any of the prayers with them or sing songs or anything like that.
Okay.
My mother did have me baptized Catholic.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
Brand new baby. I was just born.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have a say. But growing up, there was a lot of conflict, shall we say, between my grandmother and the nuns at the school I went to.
There's a surprise.
Yeah. Well, obviously in Catholic school, you have to go to church every single friggin' day. The only day I didn't have to go was Saturdays And I just, even at a young age, I knew that the Bible contradicts itself big time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's many.
And in second grade, I told my religion teacher that, who was a nun. And she goes, "Oh, yeah? How is that?" I said, "Well, it says
Let
in
me
the
count the
Bible,
ways.
something that's not possible at all." And she goes, "Okay, what is it?" I said, "You can't tie your ass to a tree and then walk 10 miles, duh."
Or put animals beside one so they get born with stripes.
Needless to say, she wasn't too
What?
happy about that.
Oh, yeah, I bet, yeah.
I made one friend who I became very close with. And her uncle was also Wiccan / pagan.
Mm-hmm.
Like he kind of went from both of the beliefs together.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of what I do. Like I do practice. I have an altar.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a God and the goddess. There's higher powers. I do believe in that.
Okay.
However, like the Catholic religion, just I couldn't really get into it, even when I was real young. Like, obviously, I had to do the, all the sacraments or whatever they're called, and,
Sure.
learn all the prayers and stuff like that.
You
However,
get
it's
Jesus
like,
crackers and free wine and
yeah, but it's like I was just kind of spaced out every morning. Like, I never really fully paid attention.
That's me on the regular.
So then in 8th grade, for my 15th birthday, my grandparents took me to Hawaii because they were going, and it was my birthday present to go with them.
Oh, cool. Nice birthday present.
Right. So the teachers at the Catholic school gave me a whole bunch of work to do while I was on my vacation and everything. And I did it all. By the time I got home, all my work was done. And like my aunt always corrected my homework every night. Whenever I had homework, always corrected it to make sure it was all right.
Yep, my dad did that with me too.
And so, she went over everything, and I turned it in the next Monday at school. Well, all of a sudden, I have failing grades. I went from like
Oh,
90s to failing grades.
how?
They said that I missed too much time off of school and I never did the work that they
But
gave
you
me
have
to do.
evidence to the contrary.
Right. They wouldn't listen to any arguments from my grandmother, none of that. So, like, I was already at the point, well, not only that, but my best friend, me and her got kind of expelled for a while and were forced to see a counselor because in 3rd or 4th grade, can't remember which it was, but it was either 3rd or 4th grade, we wrote on a piece of paper, "The best part of waking up is cyanide in your cup." We thought it was hilarious.
The
Apparently,
best part of waking up is cyanide in your cup. Yeah, I get it.
apparently, like
As he takes a cup.
even her uncle thought it was hilarious, and a few other people did. So we got expelled and had mandatory counseling sessions for the rest of the school year.
Wow.
Yeah, like Catholic school.
All because of that.
Because of that, because they thought we were suicidal. Yeah.
Well, remind me not to write out some goofy limericks like that, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. So, like, it was always a lot of conflict between my grandmother and the school. So, when they all of a sudden failed me in the 8th grade, halfway through the year, my grandmother pulled me out. She said,
Yeah, I
"Forget
would
it.
have
I
too.
don't care if we don't get the rest of the tuition back. You're going to public school. I've had it." It also didn't help that my grandmother had a few choice words for the nuns and liked to call them penguins and dirty old crows. So, needless to say, I started going to a public school after that. Um, and I stopped going to church and I just stopped all of it.
Mhm.
Well, what really, really, like I kind of was in between like Catholicism, Christianity, and then like the Wiccan pagan, because,
Mhm.
obviously with my grandmother, but my grandfather kept, trying to keep me in the religion. Same with my other two grandparents. Um, when I was 13, I was dedicated as a Wiccan.
Mhm.
Um,
That's pretty early.
but even when after I was dedicated, I was still kind of on the borderline. I was more into the Wiccan than I was the Christianity, but I was still kind of teeter-tottering for my
Okay.
grandfather.
Right. Right.
Well, when my grandfather passed, what really, really turned me against Christianity and mostly Catholic churches. Um, when my grandfather passed, since he was Catholic, we wanted a priest to come just to my grandmother's house because she was bedridden, just say a few nice words to her and say a prayer over his ashes. They wanted $350 to do that.
What? Why? Why so much?
I have no frigging clue, but that's what they wanted. And
Fuck,
I
dying's expensive.
flipped out. I said, my grandfather paid my tuition at this school for years. Every week on Sunday, he would give you guys $50 in an envelope, and you want $350 just to say some kind words to my grandmother and say a prayer over my grandfather's ashes? And I called the priest some
Hmm.
names and the nuns some names, and yeah, that was it. That was when I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sticking with the Wiccan and pagan, because when that happened, the first thing that my high priestess did was come to the house, say a few nice words to my grandmother, and
For
you
free.
know, yeah, for free, and kind of cleansed, for my grandfather. They did a cleansing over his ashes. And that's when I was like, no, screw this. Like, I'm done. I'm done. And yeah, so I've been full-fledged practicing um, since I was 18, but I started real early when I was dedicated at 13.
Right. Right. So what kind of
Stop.
huh?
I have a
Me?
giant horse trying to jump on me. Wow.
What kind of like if you try you obviously um you've done some rituals and stuff as you mentioned. What do
Yes.
those usually involve?
Um, I mean, it's a lot of different. It all depends
I know,
on what.
okay, like give us like an
Stop.
example. Like you were looking, or you're I don't know, because I've done them too in the past, but and each one is specific for something. So just give us like an example of something that you did.
Um, well, actually I don't know if this is just willpower, but try to believe that it's the higher powers. I had done a ritual for a stop smoking spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not had a cigarette since August of last year.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, every time she got pregnant, like halfway through the second trimester, she would lose the baby. She could never carry to full term. Well, I did a cleansing over her, and I couldn't find a spell to help with something like that. So I kind of did my own thing. And, I prayed to the higher powers and asked them for help. And she is now a mother of 4.
Wow.
So, yes, I truly do believe in it.
Well, it's funny because I like we talked about before going live, I was once there myself, and
Right.
I believed in a lot of that as well. For me, anyways, I found that ultimately that a correlation isn't always causation. Meaning, even
Right.
though it seems like something is in line with what we were after, doesn't necessarily mean that what we did caused the result.
Right.
Sometimes you can have like a part of your life where maybe your body wasn't 100%, like I guess for lack of a better term, ready for that sort of thing. So you kept misfiring,
Right.
and then ultimately it picks up health wise, and everything's good to go at that point. And it just happened to be around the time you did whatever ritual or something like that. Anyways, I found that there was always some sort of weird thing that kind of went along with when I was doing what I was doing, that ultimately ended up being the real reason behind something happening, and it wasn't really me doing any spells or rituals or anything like that. A few different examples of that. So anyways,
Right.
that's for me personally.
Another like big key factor that kind of let me know that the Catholic religion really isn't for me is ever since I turned 13, I cannot look at a crucifix.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I have nightmares.
Oh, do you?
I have the
Really?
same nightmare over and over again.
Is there? Do you remember when that first started happening and what the trigger may have been? Not necessarily the cross itself, but like, was there something that maybe tied to all of that kind of sparked all of this?
I've never been able to figure it out.
Maybe something to do with Catholic school?
I honestly,
Because
I
the
don't
way you
know.
made it sound, the way you made it sound is it wasn't exactly a pleasant ride. You know what I'm saying? At the Catholic school. So
Yeah, no, it really wasn't the best, but I honestly don't know. And it's weird too because there's 2 different ways that the crucifix is portrayed. There's either the one where Jesus's head is hanging down to the side, or the one where his head is up.
right,
I cannot look at the one where his head is hanging down to the side.
hanging down. I've heard that from other people too. It just gives a much creepier vibe, I guess you would say. So also apparently I'm frozen.
Hanging down to the side.
Hanging down. I've heard that from other people.
Yeah,
too. So
you freeze for a while and then you start moving again and then freeze again.
I think it's
The horse?
because Dungeon Queen
You
is
have no idea.
being
Look at this.
attacked. Yeah. Aw.
Stop it.
It looks like the Bacon dog. Bacon? From back in 2013. Oh, he's
He's
cute.
a horse.
You can ride him into battle.
Yeah. He's 185 pounds, cane corso, and Malamute.
Oh, wow. He's gorgeous.
Thank you. He's a pain in the ass, though.
It's a big fuzzy pain in the ass. Yeah, Doorknob had nailed it. Bubba wants love.
Always. 24/7.
Frozen biker power. Yeah, sorry guys. I think what may be happening is my
No.
roommate who did have COVID, or probably might still have the tail end of COVID, had to be working from home. And I know that when she logs into her work, that it can chew up so much bandwidth. So I may be a little bit subpar tonight, guys. So which is okay. You can still hear me though, right? Like my words aren't breaking up. I'm not like
No,
going all robot-y.
Your vocal has been fine the whole time. It was just the video that keeps freezing.
Okay, good. As long as you can hear me, because it doesn't really matter if the video freezes up, because I can always just turn off the video and do the whole my little logo there. So, but you know, as long as you guys don't mind every once in a while if I'm pretending like I'm frozen,
right?
then that's okay. All right. So, are you a part of a coven?
I am.
Are you? Okay. How many people are involved in that one?
There's only like 6 of us left.
You know what? The one that I was involved with also had 6, including the girl I was with at the time.
Well, we originally had 18.
Oh, wow. That's
but
big.
So many had moved away or unfortunately died from drugs that we're down to 6.
Oh, wow. Wow, so you lost some people to that, eh?
Yeah. And also, after our original high priestess passed, people just started leaving. Stop! No more! Stop it!
Doc's like,
I said no.
Keep going.
What
about you? Do you think you might ever take on that mantle, being the high priestess?
That is not for me to decide.
Oh, I guess you can't like run for it like you would for president or something, right?
Right. Yeah, that's not for me to decide. That's for the higher powers and the rest of the coven.
All right. So what do you guys? Oh, sorry.
Well, we're about to lose our high priest as well.
Oh, how come?
Unfortunately, he has cancer. And it's stage 4, late stage 4.
Oh boy. So. Oh boy. Yeah, that's no good.
Mm-hmm.
That's no good. My I lost my original guitar player to a brain, I think it was embolism or something. He had one and they were able to fix it. Then he had another one, and while they were in there operating on that one, he had another one and a stroke while they were under. So wow. He ended up he was they induced a coma. They put him in there, and they said to the family, they like, if he comes out of this, he's not going to be who you knew. He's literally going to be a vegetable. So it's up to you. If you want, we can let him go peacefully in his sleep, painlessly, or you can keep him, alive. And they said, well, don't pull the plug quite yet. We'll talk about it as a family. And they decided to let him go, which I think is the more humane thing to do, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. I was with Will was my guitar player for 20 plus years. So,
oh wow.
But we our bass player at the time took up the guitar, and he's now the lead guy, I guess. And we got a new bass player who literally builds his own instruments.
Nice.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good too. So not having Will around.
Couple days before my birthday, I just lost a good childhood friend of mine. He had no health issues, and he was at one of our friends' houses having a few beers, went home, went to sleep, never woke up.
Yeah.
No
What happened
drugs,
to
no
Michael Eric?
health issues, nothing. They can't figure out why he died.
Sometimes it just happens. And now, as I was going to say earlier, now our guitar player Chris found out that he's got cancer.
Yeah, it sucks.
But
I mean,
they caught it in time, so they're probably going to be able to beat it.
yeah.
So that's
I mean,
good.
it does. It sucks. My dad has it. Another childhood friend of mine has cancer. My high priest has cancer. It really sucks. And I've already lost a lot of family members to cancer, and
Yeah,
I
me too.
no longer have children because I had cancer.
Wait, you have children?
Yes, I have 3.
Okay. Because you still have them, but because of cancer, you can't have more, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Gotcha. Okay.
since I was 28.
Okay. Yeah, cancer sucks, man. Took my dad, the dad I grew up with, because I have literally 2 families. I had biological family and, of course, my family that I've known my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But my biological mom passed away. They think it was a blood clot that got loose, and that was it. She was 1 minute doing a puzzle on the computer, and next minute not there at all. But at least that's quick and painless, right? When that happens,
Right.
it's like you're done. And one of my biological sisters, Trina, was in 2016. She was killed in a motorcycle accident. So
Sorry
at least
to hear
that's
that.
not cancer related. But yeah, it still sucks because I'd only met them in 2000. So, but 16 years is a good time and long enough to get to know them really well. So, but the rest of them are still with us, and I see them all the time. So yeah. Fuck cancer. That's right, you guys. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's horrible, and it's horrible to see people go through it. And I made kind of because my adopted dad, when he had bladder cancer, and that can spread into the genitalia area, and of course it did with him. And it literally caused like it looks like I guess elephantitis of the nuts, sort of, so to speak.
Oh, wow.
I was like, geez, Dad, if you were a little bit healthier,
Yeah, my dad's
you could
had
be a porn star with that.
For 15 years now, and just recently he was also diagnosed with colorectal. So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that's
And
harsh.
Blue Cat, as to your question about the coven, yes, we are actually a lot closer since the numbers diminished.
Yeah, honestly, how could you not, right? Like it sucks that has to be a bonding method, but I think personally for me it would be inevitable. I think people would just be like, hey, we're all we've got left. We need to be closer together, that kind of thing. Because it sucks when you lose people. It really does.
It does.
Especially when like my dad didn't realize that his was there until they found it, and then they're like, oh yeah, and you're pretty much almost stage 4 here, and he's like, oh shit. So when it comes on that suddenly, and then you just in less than a year he was gone. So
right,
it metastasized, and that was pretty much it.
and it's even more upsetting right now because of how quickly we are losing our high priest due to the fact that it was found very late. And that's how we lost our high priestess, was to cancer.
Does he know how much time he's got left, or did they give him an estimate? Or
they said about 8 months.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you guys doing anything sort of to celebrate his life in the meantime?
Oh yeah, we go out with him all the time. I've been a little busy, but we're actually going to be going out for lunch Sunday or Monday. So
good. Yeah, when you know that something like that is on the horizon, I think one of the best things you can do is just be there as much as you can for the people that you're not going to have a chance to do that with anymore at some point. So,
Right.
that's what I tried to do with my old man before he went. I was at the hospital every day with him, stuff like that, making fun of him, of course, because that's just what him and I did. To the
Of
point
course.
where we'd have each other laughing so hard that we couldn't even eat our meals, which was always awesome.
Yeah. Oh.
A little hard to talk about though, because it's been well over 12 years now that he's been gone, but it's still, I choke up every once in a while, remembering some of the things that we used to do and whatnot. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with me, with my dad and everything. So
yeah, we used to have a boat, and him and I would jump out in the boat, and he'd go, "Yeah, time to get away from the girls," and we just go out boating, kind of thing. Just
Yep.
him and me. Oh, what's going on now? Is that my phone? I think that's my phone.
No, it's mine. My oldest son is at a Journey concert right now, so he's blowing my phone up.
Oh, nice. With Steve Perry?
Yep, I believe so.
Really? Because I wasn't sure. I know that there was talk that he might rejoin them because he had another surgery to his lymph nodes or whatever in his throat, which is why he couldn't sing anymore, because he fucked up his throat, or he had throat cancer or something. So maybe they fixed it up and he can sing again, because they had that little Filipino dude that sounded just like him,
Right.
touring with them, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I didn't check to see if Steve Perry was going to be with them or not, but my son is 18, and 18.
And he's into Journey.
I raised my kids on Journey, the Eagles, REO Speedwagon, all of it.
Eagles, neither here nor there for me. And REO Speedwagon, I think there was one song that I liked because I was getting some and it was playing, kind of thing, back in the old days.
Well, I mean, there you go.
Is that "Heard It From a Friend Who Heard It From a Friend"? That one of those ones, I think it was.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is the song that's playing while I'm getting some. All right.
Nice. And another thing I got in trouble for back in a Catholic school was me and one of the boys in my class kind of got caught in the very last pew of the church.
Uh-oh.
In 8th grade.
Uh-oh. What they do with you?
I don't know if anybody has ever noticed, but like, seriously, when a girl comes from either a Catholic school or an all-girls boarding school or something, they are the biggest sluts and freaks.
Refer to Frank Zappa's Joe's Garage album.
Right?
Catholic girls.
Yep.
What a great song. Anyway, hopefully that one doesn't get me a copyright strike. I doubt it, because right now I can't sing for shit. But
and not actually playing the song, I don't think it gets you a copyright strike.
I know, I've had a few. Not strikes, but copyright warnings.
Gotcha.
Yeah, usually in the after party, someone will have something that'll play something, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we heard that. We're warning you." And even BBC gave me shit one time because we showed a little clip of some bears crossing the road that was, I guess, from one of their shows. And I'm like, dude, it's like 7 seconds of clip of a bear crossing the road. Like, what the hell? Like, big deal.
Yeah, they're assholes about that.
And yes, I agree with Blue Cat. Yes, sexual deprivation will do that to a person.
Yes. When you are told for so long that it's bad and you can't do it and this and that, you're like, oh, watch me.
Yeah, hold my beer. Sorry, we're in church. Hold my wine.
Yeah, right. Oh, this hate needs to go away.
Actually, you bring that up, and that I won't keep you for too much longer, because I feel for you, because I'm still a little under the weather too. Luckily, I tested negative for COVID. The roommate's
Yeah,
got it,
that's a great
so
thing.
but I still tested negative. I think what I have is what I call sympathy sickness, because it's been bugging me for a couple days now, which is why we couldn't go up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I still feel like my energy levels have plummeted, and I do have actually literally do have a little bit of a fever too. So I am fighting something off. So
yeah.
just no COVID symptoms, and I was negative. So
Well,
but I
I'm
kind of
glad
want to
to hear
know. Yeah, me too. How did you and Slim meet up?
Actually, I was just getting out of a really horribly abusive relationship.
Oh, well,
And
that's shitty, but good for you for getting the fuck out of there.
a friend of mine had pointed me to Pipstream, the game stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I went
Yeah,
on
that's
there a few times and seen Slim. And I don't know, the first time I seen him, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta be with this guy. I
It's like
don't know
instant
what it
karma kind of
was,
thing.
but it was just instant. And yeah, we ended up being together. I think it was 2 months after we met.
Wow. Was there a little bit of like well, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, but you guys like a little bit of get to know me kind of time and
Oh yeah,
dating? Was there like did he take you out anywhere fancy or anything like that? Or
well, yeah. He actually, because he lives like almost a full day's worth of driving away from me. So
oh
he
wow,
actually came here to where I live, and he stayed for a week, and we went to all sorts of different places like Niagara Falls and stuff
no,
like that, and had a blast.
Niagara Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in Canada?
Nope,
Well,
New
I
York.
think most of it's in the U.S. So
Yeah, I'm
okay,
in New
all
York.
right. Wow, New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. I'm on the other side. I'm
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm like well Vancouver, north of Seattle. So there you go.
Right.
But the Canadian Vancouver, not one of the multiple West Coast Vancouvers that are like in Washington and Oregon and whatnot. So
Right.
apparently, Captain Vancouver had a little trip down the coast.
Yeah, I would say
So,
so.
the best part of Niagara is in Ontario, says Ollie. I think the tallest part of it is. And I think that's where the guy tried to go over the falls in the barrel.
Yeah. Well, we've had a few of them actually.
Yeah. So you're on the western side of New York then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm literally like a 3 to 5 minute drive from Lake Erie.
Oh wow, so you're like Buffalo area.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. That's the same. But the Buffalo Sabres and the Vancouver Canucks came into the NHL the very
Yep.
same year, and neither
And Blue
team
Cat,
has
yes,
won
I'm
the
in
Stanley
Buffalo.
Cup. Neither one of those teams has won the Stanley Cup yet.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like it was like a jinx year or something. Damn it.
Yeah, and the Bills have
Anyway,
never won a friggin' Super Bowl either. So
that's okay. Neither of the BC Lions, but that's probably because they're not in the NFL.
probably, yeah.
Actually, I work with a guy that was a football player for the BC Lions.
Oh,
He's a pretty good
okay.
guy. Yeah, he was. That's the Canadian Pro League, which is basically where players that don't make it in the NFL they come up to Canada and go in the CFL. And that's what happened to him. He was supposed to be playing for Dallas, but I guess he didn't make the cut. He came up here, and then he was a what do you call it? A halfback or something, running guy. Anyways, and they called him quick six. No, quarterback's the guy that throws the ball.
Oh, okay.
Cornerback, I think is what he is, or something like that. Anyway, they called him Quick Six because his number was 6, and then he had a hip injury and couldn't play anymore. So he ended up coming to work for, at the time it was M&R Environmental, and then it got bought out by the big conglomerate GFL here in Canada, which means Green for Life.
Ah, okay.
Or as I call it, good fucking luck.
Right. H.R. Johnson, don't feel bad that you never made it to Niagara Falls. I've lived in New York my entire life and never been to New York City. I've been to Hawaii, never to New York City.
And Hawaii's farther away.
Yeah.
I've never been to Niagara Falls either. I've seen them from a distance, but I haven't actually been to them. I've only really been to Ontario or Toronto, anyways, in that area once. So.
Oh wow.
And it wasn't for very long.
It is on the other side of freaking Canada.
Well, yeah, it's like midway. It's according to every other Canadian that it doesn't live in Toronto. Toronto's the center of the universe. All he can confirm. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's what they think, anyways."
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny? Every time they portray somebody from where I live, it's always like, "Yeah, dude, good weed out here," because that's literally they think that's all we're about.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, it'd be great if Canada got rid of their little rule that you can't cross the border if you owe child support. It'd be great if they got rid of that.
What? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
I can't go to Canada anymore because I owe child support.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah, apparently they think we're going to go to like Canada or something and like
never come back
or something. I have no idea.
Well, the way things are going down there right now, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, you guys are becoming a theocratic, fucking white nationalist, fucking nut job house down there.
Yeah, no shit.
But I saw, what's his name? John Cooper put out a tweet earlier. And he's saying that I know it's been going on for a while and people keep saying it, but apparently Trump's about yay close to actually being arrested for the crimes that he committed. So
that would be wonderful.
Crossed. Not that that'll do anything, but keep your fingers crossed, people.
That would be wonderful because then I can stop hearing about, oh, he's going to be a president in 2024.
No, he's not.
No,
that's not going to happen. Of course, I said that when he first ran, but like, yeah. And then I woke up and it's like, he fucking won? What?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's how I was. I'm like, yeah, no, can I just leave the country? But I mean it this time. If he ever wins president again, I'm out. I'm going to a different damn country. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, you can apply to the Canadian government for a pardon on that. I'm pretty sure. So maybe Google that and you can come across to this side. We have way better shit up here. Our beer is better. Our medical is better.
Believe it or not, that's the only beer I drink is either Molson or Labatt's.
No. I mean, okay, let me clarify. Let me put a caveat in there. I'm not talking about the standard over-the-counter run-of-the-mill beers that we have. We have some even those are actually okay, but like we've got like Steam Whistle Pilsner, which is, or not Steam Whistles, Steam something Pilsner, which is amazing. If you like Pilsner's beers, which are kind of basically a Pilsner is like the premium part of a lager that they peel off and then they make lager out of the rest of it. But I like a good Pilsner. And summertime is my favorite time of the year for Pilsners because there's nothing like a cold, crisp Pilsner on a nice hot summer day. And our pale ales and stuff up here are to fucking die for. And some of our stouts are pretty amazing too. Like the coffee chocolate stout that I had the other day. Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, we have one down here too.
Yeah, I've actually
we have quite a few down here. We have like.
Oh, you do?
We have actual You've also got where they let you come in and try different. Yeah, they like let you come in and try their different beers and shit like that.
We got a place just down the road from where I work called Four Winds Brewery that they do the same thing. The little tray comes down. They got like 6 little glasses, and you can take a sampler. Mm-hmm. And that's free. They don't even charge for that. Some places actually do charge if you want a sampler, which I think is bizarre.
Yeah.
But it's great. Thanks to my friend Aaron Raw, I was introduced to many, many really good craft beers that they have down there.
That's awesome. Yeah, they do. I'm just not a big beer drinker. That's all.
Oh, it's okay. You can just drink the small ones. I know. Yeah,
Oh,
dad jokes, and I don't even have kids. Well, that I know of, but
possibly. Maybe.
the rumors are out there. One day I'm going to get a knock at the door. Are you my
Ruh-roh.
dad? Yeah. Yoink. Yeah, that'll be it. Well, my dear, I think we've covered everything that I was really kind of wanting to talk to you about, and I think it's good that you found your way clearly out of a harmful belief system and found something that you were comfortable with, that you don't push on
Mm.
people, that you don't try to legislate against people, that kind of
Nope.
stuff. All right. So, and I always say that's fine. And I think as an atheist, and I think atheists and pagans actually can get along much better than the other maniacs out there.
Oh,
Unless
absolutely.
you know, well, I think we line up more. We align more on a lot of the concerns in the world, and
Right.
um, there are some of the Abrahamic faiths that would also be on our side as well, because they're not so hardcore evangelical types. But yeah, so I think that's great, and I have no problem with any of that, because I was there myself in my younger years, and I know that I mean, of course, I know that there is still, in my opinion, there's still some pseudosciencey wooey stuff wrapped around it, but as long as you're not abusing that kind of stuff, you're not really going to do much harm to people. So
Yeah,
um,
I've never, even tried to harm anybody with it. So
that's good. That's good. That's, what's one of the Wiccan sayings? And you
do as
harm
you will,
none,
harm
do
none.
as you will. Yeah, exactly. And I still live by that, even to this day.
Hmm.
But I think we'll wrap this up, because you're kind of paying in your way, and thank you for actually doing this with me, even though
No,
you
thank
have
you
that
for having me.
hell of a headache there, and a
Yeah.
crazy monstrous dog that wants you to apparently ride into battle with him. So
Yeah.
well, that's amazing. That dog is a fucking gorgeous dog, by the way.
Yeah, he's the reason I'm alive.
Oh wow, cool.
He knows if
You,
I'm going to have a seizure or a panic attack before I do.
yeah, they're pretty intuitive that way. I find animals
Hmm.
can be. I think they just feel it, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I
I don't
think
know what it is,
that's
but
pretty
they
cool.
know.
Well, they can smell things, right? Their sense of smell is like 25 times better than ours or some shit, and they can actually smell like cancer material inside people. They've tested this stuff. This is real shit, and they actually have dogs that they train to do that. They'll take them around and into like homes and stuff like that, and they'll be able to smell exactly where this cancerous growth might be or something
Oh,
like that. So
wow.
they do have that talent. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, thank you, and tell Slim that we're very disappointed that he wasn't here to support you in the chat.
Right? I at least showed up at the end of his. What the hell?
Right? Yeah, like what the? Watch him pop in now and go, sorry. But as to the fact that I'm still kind of under the weather and you're dealing with the headache, guys, we are not going to do an after party tonight. We're going to have Dungeon Queen and Slim in a after party in the near future.
Yes.
So and we'll hang out with them at that point. But tonight we're just going to take it easy. And
Yes, you go get better too.
yeah, I'm still kind of fighting whatever the hell this is. I think it's a sympathy ailment for my poor roommate that has COVID. But at least I tested negative. So this is the second
That's
time
good.
she's had it, and the second time I didn't get it. So I'm pretty sure I'm immune to it.
Yeah,
And
don't
I've been
jinx
around.
yourself.
Well, I've been around other people that have had it as well, and I've never had COVID. Every time I'm with people that have had it, I keep testing myself. I got through about 4 or 5 of those little. You can buy the test kits that have like 5 little things in them.
Oh, I
Every
get
time
them for
negative.
free from my
Yeah,
doctors. So.
we do too here. You can just go in the pharmacy. I need a test kit. Oh, here you go,
Right.
and that's it. But yeah, we sweated our way through this one, Dungeon Queen.
Yeah, we
Uh,
definitely did.
And I want to thank you for that. And you're a great guest. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors. And I also want to say, give Slim a big hug for me the next time you see him, or yell at him for not showing his ass up here.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I've been freezing all night, apparently, guys. My guest is the reason why is the bandwidth is being chewed up by my roommate who's on her computer doing her work routine stuff because she's not allowed to go to the office, and that can chew up a lot of bandwidth when she's online doing like 50 gazillion things at once. So, and plus we live in an apartment building and like everybody's home right now, so that's probably why it's freezing up, because I don't usually have this issue. I tried fucking with the camera settings, but it really didn't do anything. No, the universe isn't going to prove me wrong. Well, it's been awesome having you on, Dungeon.
And I would definitely join whenever you invite me again.
Oh, anytime. What I usually do is people I know that would pop in if I dropped a link in their DMs or something. That's all. The next time we go on or the time after that, I'll just drop a link for you. And if you're around, hop in.
Sounds good.
And my producer's not here, so I have no idea where all these links are and stuff like that. Oh, hang on, maybe I can find it here. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, look at that. First and foremost, any links for Dungeon Queen are listed below, so you can go and stalk her on Discord and I think or Twitter or something like that. And also, thanks to everyone in the chat over on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. It's always so much more fun when you guys are hanging out with us. So thank you guys. And also thanks to our amazing patrons and our members, because we now have a membership. It's a super secret club, and you can join by clicking the join button below if you'd like to. You'll see that some people have, because they're in green or blue with the fancy little, because everyone in my chat's fucking blue because I make everyone a moderator. Kind of like Oprah with the wrenches. You get a wrench and you get a wrench. But anyways, thanks everybody. And like I always say at the end of the interviews, like the late great Christopher Hitchens said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.